What's up, y'all, man? I'm Tosin, aka the .com Don, aka Toe, aka Take Over Everything, aka the Drunk Center, aka Mr. Don't give a fuck about what you feel, aka what Trey told me was the internet asshole. So, welcome to my story. So, in a simple situation, I grew up in 2-3. I went to elementary in 2-3. My parents got better jobs and we moved to a better neighborhood. But I was still bused back to the east side at the time. So I went to Keelan, I went to LJ. So when I grew up, white people didn't like me because I was black. And then when I was bused back, black people didn't like me because they thought I was white because I spoke with proper grammar. So I went through that for mostly junior high and high school, and that's where we are. I play basketball like every other nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's just what you think you're supposed to do. I did well. I got scholarships and shit, and I didn't take any of them. I just went to college. It's going to turn into how I became a graphic designer. So I can tell you about I used to cut out, I used to have a magazine subscription, and I used to cut out the pictures and then create environments on poster boards. So like every time we used to go to HEB, I would ask my dad for another poster board so I can create a new thing. So I used to have like Michael Jordan on, like, you know, you can fold like the paper to make it like a spring. So I would have like Michael Jordan on a spring and then like have the world around him and all that shit. So like that's how I started, was just having pictures. Essentially what you do with Photoshop is cut people out and place people, and I was doing that at like 9 or 10. Yeah. I'm like every other nigga, I wanted to play basketball.
Wow, man. Life in the fast lane. You know what I'm talking about? Tosin, yeah, it goes down. Me and Tosin, life in the fast lane. Check that out. You know what I'm talking about? I know you're gonna love that because it's nobody there, nobody fire.
Like I said, unliked, hustle. Like I was the guy that if you needed something, I could find it. You know, everybody in high school goes through the situation where you gotta have the flyest clothes and the current shit. So when we were kids, Solo Serve, TJ Maxx, you gotta learn how to iron your irregular jabots. You know what I'm saying? So I figured that shit out. But what I used to do is I used to sell jewelry in school, Dooney & Burke's. I used to just sell shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything that everybody wanted in school. Like I had, my allowances, whatever, but that was basically just to cover food at school. But nigga had aspirations more. You know what I'm saying? So I started selling stereos and backpacks and purses and jewelry. And so if you ever seen a nugget herringbone, I created that shit. It's a nugget herringbone. I just came from the flea market and there was a bitch that didn't even know what a fucking herringbone was. I educated her on that. But yeah, nugget herringbones. If you ever bought one from me, I'm sorry that your registered neck is green. But yeah, that's just, yeah. I sold, watches and stereos, and you needed it at that time. I had it. And that's kind of what I've always been. This is because I got that from my dad. If you need something, I know a guy. But I wanted to be the guy, and I had everything.
That ain't from SUC, that's the row and that's the trade. So let me keep on going so they can finally see. R.I.P. to my dog by the name of Pepsi. You know who it be, don't act like a dummy. Damn, Tosin, you making a whole lot of money.
People know me for the mixtapes that I've done, the DVDs that I've done. I guess people think that I do graphics or something, but essentially, hang on Mr. Cooper, which was, so on my birthday, my girlfriend, she said, can we go karaoke with her coworkers? I hate karaoke. Like, there are a few things that I hate, but karaoke is literally, so we went to karaoke on my birthday,
Which is?
That's not important.
Sometime on the calendar.
It's a day. So we went to karaoke, and it was still the worst experience I've ever had. But there were some people there. He's like, "What do you do?" And one dude just said something about Chameleonaire, and I said, "Do you know the mixtape Hang with Mr. Cooper?" And he said, "Yeah, I love that. I got it in the car right now." He said, "Do you know the other guy that's a part of that?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Tosin." He's like, "Well, his name is Tosin, and that's me." The world is it's not ready for weird names, but that's why I use Tosin as a thing. It's when people say like, "Do you know Tosin?" and there's not another like, "Do you know Kevin?" It's not a thing. And if you know Tosin, that's not that. I'm happy about that. It was as a kid, it was a difficult thing. Basically, every day attendance, first day of school, bitches don't ever say your goddamn name right. So I mean, it is what it is. But I don't follow the lead. You know what I'm saying? What I've done on Instagram is I've stopped following people I know, and I've started following people that I'm interested in. I've come to a point in my life to where I need to be inspired. Like people look to me and they think I've done a lot of shit, and I feel like I've done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've literally just been walking through. Like when you invited me for this shit, like I didn't understand it because I feel like I haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I just been going. You know what I'm saying? I just been going. Like the things that I've done, people are like they're amazed by it and how did you do it, and just that's my point. Is it's like I just did it. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. I never thought that I would do a mixtape with a Grammy winner or that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just being. You know what I'm saying? I was just living life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people like, what is the easy way to do this? Like people want me to talk to kids, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I have a barber, and she's been my barber for 13 years. I've known her. I knew her before high school, before I left and went to New Orleans and came back. So her son, I've seen him grow up, and I've been introducing him to white things. And I told him, I said, I want to take you to the weirdest shit that I can. So we went to a car ballerina. Basically, cars driving around and, you know, in order and with the lights and they flicker. It was an amazing thing, and it was literally the most culture he had ever seen. And for me, I mean, other than the nutcracker that we do in high school or elementary or whatever, to me it was fucking amazing. And I was happy that I was able to show him something. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, but that's what my goal is now, is to take this gentrification shit and then experience it. See what white people are out here doing. Why are white people living their best life? Why can't I live my best life? So my parents moved recently. They moved to Manor, like how niggas have to, because we can't afford to live anywhere else. And they made me come get all of my shit. And so I have now, I've sold off all my G.I. Joes, still have my Transformers, but I gotta get rid of the rest of the shit, like everything else.
You got other toys?
I have several other toys that are very valuable.
Please do not get rid of them.
I'm going. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I have all the Transformers. If anybody's interested in Transformers, I have a Mega Supreme. None of it's in any boxes. All of it's been played. Every day I wake up and I feel like I want to get a regular job. Every day. And then every day I wake up and then there's a PayPal notification.
All right, when did you ever work for someone else?
I've had 2 jobs. Got fired from one, and I got relegated from the other.
Where were they?
So I used to work for a black investment firm where everybody else in the firm did something else. So like the lady I was under, she used to sell houses and shit, and they wanted me to do stuff. But they knew I was pretty good at the web shit, so they wanted me to design their website. And I told them that's a different price for me here answering. But the only reason I got the job is because my homeboy and his wife, they were going back to DC, so I was taking her job as a receptionist. So if you know Toad, you know Toad's not very good at answering phones. So, but nobody ever called over there. But it was just, what happened was I didn't come in one day, and a lady said you could stay out, and then I lost the job. And I was not upset about that. But then the other job I had here in Austin, they automated it. So basically whatever I was doing, they just had a computer do it. And yeah. I mean, the problem with the job that I had here in Austin is I was making $11 an hour, and I was working there for 4 hours, and then I would go home and do a flyer, and I would make twice that much in less than an hour. So I didn't care about that shit. It was always difficult for me to work for people. I've only had 5 jobs.
Why is it so difficult?
It takes a long time to make money, and I don't need a long time to make the goddamn money. I feel like if you are a person that they want to come to that needs you to do something, then you can charge them for that money. $11, $12, like, I mean, even as a high school student, I was making $12 an hour. In 96. That's a lot of goddamn money. But now, like, everything that I do, it takes time. Like, I tell people all the time, like, you fuck with another nigga, but what you gonna have to do is you gonna have to spend that money to come fuck with me and fix it. Because you want to be cheap about it, now you're going to pay all of the money. All of the money. Because I'm going to get all of the money. You used to get it from me, and it was fine. Now you're going to learn. I tell everybody that hip-hop is an internship. Hip-hop is the greatest thing that ever happened to any person. Because you love hip-hop. You love fucking hip-hop. And you can do all the aspects. You want to rap, you want to do all this shit, but then you learn about the nigga that masters the record, or you learn about the nigga that records the record, or you learn the niggas that DJ the record, or you learn about all the aspects. There's so many aspects of hip-hop. There's ancillary things that make more money than the person that gives a shit about hip-hop. And once you learn that, then you get excited about how you can make money. Because hip-hop is great. Everybody does it. But you know what everybody has to do? There has to be a cover for it. There has to be a mastering for it. There has to be a recording of it. So instead of being in front of the goddamn microphone, you can be behind the microphone. Once you learn that, that's when you learn that you can make more money. I mean, every artist has to spend. They just have to spend money. Yeah, when I'm sober or whatever, I don't want to talk to people. I don't even want to be outside. I don't want to do nothing. But like when I'm drunk, then I want to talk to everybody. I want to do these interviews and I allow my life to be something because like nobody. So it's like that's why you can't find me on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like
you are elusive. Very much so. You're an enigma.
I try to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's
my cousin was murdered recently, and I'm glad they couldn't find everything about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great person, but you know how like
you want privacy though.
All they want to take is whatever they find. You know what I'm saying? And I knew if they knew his nickname, then they would find whatever he was just doing on Instagram, trying to holler at hoes. What niggas supposed to do? But I don't want that on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that on the news and shit like that. But that's what you have to figure out is how you want to display yourself. I'm literally not famous, but any person that gives a shit about me, I try to, whatever they want. Like, even a nigga, like there's a nigga that bought a bootleg version of my DVD and I gave him a working DVD, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Let me get this straight. He buys a bootleg. It doesn't work.
if he bought a bootleg from a gas station, he emailed me, said, yo, your DVD doesn't work. I said, where did you buy it from? He said, I bought it from a gas station. I said, I don't sell my shit to gas stations.
Yeah.
You bought a bootleg. That's why it doesn't work. But send me your address and I will give you a working version.
And the gall.
The gall to...
You don't see that black and white cover with the lines all over?
The reason is like,
Bruh.
it's like going to a movie, like buying a movie from a booster,
That-
and they're like,
no.
hey, I didn't get to see the end of the movie, and then emailing the people that made the movie.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, I didn't
So
get to
what
see the end
happened
of
to
the movie.
Tony Stark, yo?
Yeah, send me the end of the movie. That's the type of shit I have to go through. I saw it, I did it, people responded to it, and then I kept doing it. So, I used to do this whole thing where I used to go to, I would do the flyer for the event, and then I would show it for the event, and then I would enjoy the event, and they would pay me at the end of the night. Wow. You know, it only took one time for them not being able to pay me, and I learned that lesson. So, yeah. No, that's not a thing anymore. But yeah, that's a learned lesson.
Cash and carry.
No, everything is up front now. It's not even a question. Not even a goddamn question. It was like, how much do we have to pay? All of it. All of the money. All of the money. It's like we had to pay all of those thousands. All of the money. Like, if they can't hear me on the camera, all of the money.
That's where hurry up and buy came from. No fronts. No negotiations. Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy.
And
I respect all of that because it is literally,
That's it.
don't waste my time with, and like, see, hurry up and buy is like, they were talking some little bit. No. Hurry up and buy. Let's wrap this shit up.